Tissue culture is the best way to propagate plants, so it's widely used by commercial wholesale nurseries. But today we're going to be tissue culturing out of my living room, and we're going to be using begonias. We're going to be taking cuttings from my Begonia salimutata, which is the same one from my video last week. And like I said in that video, I'm in love with its color and texture. When choosing plant tissue for culturing, you want to pick leaves that aren't the oldest, but also not so new that they didn't harden off yet. So I forgot to record the first step, but it's just rinsing the leaves off under tap water to try and get any dirt or debris off. I'm sure you can picture what that looks like. So step number 2 is to rinse our explant material in distilled water with a drop of dish soap. And this should go on for about 15 minutes to get all of the remaining surface dirt off of the leaves. After time is up, I move my explants into a jar with 10% bleach solution and another tiny drop of dish soap. The bleach is just 100 milliliters of household bleach with 900 milliliters of distilled water. Some terrarium begonias have more sensitive leaves, like Begonia darthvaderiana, and you might need to experiment with different bleach ratios or time frames to avoid burning the plant material. And I let them spin in this for about 10 minutes. When those 10 minutes are up, I take the begonia leaves out of bleach and place them onto a sterile tray. All of my tools have been sterilized in a pressure cooker at 15 psi for 40 minutes. A quick side note is that ideally you would want to rinse the leaves after you take them out of bleach before putting them on the tray. But I realized a little bit too late that my leaves were bigger than my rinse jars, which is why I'm cutting them up first. But this way worked out anyway. So I start by cutting off the edges because this tissue had the most exposure to bleach and it will most likely die off anyway. And from here I start cutting my leaf into smaller pieces. This gives us more explants to work with, which gives us more chances at a successful culture. It also reduces contamination by isolating part of a leaf that might have bacteria remaining on it. And instead of one large culture getting contaminated, only the affected culture will go bad. And now I'm rinsing the small pieces in sterile distilled water. Like I said earlier, this step should be done right after the bleach, but my leaves were too big as full size, so I had to cut them up first. And then I put each piece of plant tissue in their own container of media. I'll put the media recipe up if you want to pause or screenshot it. And the final step is to wrap the containers in saran wrap. This is just an extra layer of protection against possible contaminants. And then we wait. After a few weeks, we see small signs of movement from our explant. All of those little spots are starting to form callus and shoots that will grow into individual plants. In the future, I can take these individual plants out of tissue culture and acclimate them to ambient conditions Or I can cut up this piece and put them into more containers and multiply them essentially endlessly. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to start tissue culturing your own plants, I honestly think begonias are a great place to start. They're one of the easier plants to work with, and two pretty successful labs, Steve Leaves and Plants in Jars, also started with begonias. I'll post some kind of progress video in the future, but if you want to follow its progress in more real time, you can follow me on Instagram. For now, I'll show you a sneak peek into next week's video about alocasia myths. And I even see peeled corms being sold online. But the layers are there for a reason. And I'll see you next time.